Good evening and welcome to this meeting of Westminster's Mayor and Common Council. The council meets here at City Hall on the second and fourth Mondays of every month. Please note that council meetings, although open to the public here at City Hall, are also available and streamed live on the city's YouTube page, as well as the Community Media Center channel and website. Now I'll begin to do every meeting with the pledge of the flag, followed by a moment of silence. And as we have that moment of silence, everybody remembers that today is Veterans Day. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As a courtesy to everyone, please take a moment to silence your cell phones, like I'm doing right now, or any other electronic devices you might have with you that might disturb the meeting. Thank you. Copies of tonight's agenda and the entire information packet that the council will be using are available online on the city's website, and there are paper copies of the agenda here in the front of the room for anybody who's present who might like to have. We have some presentations this evening, and I will turn things over to Mayor Becker, who will walk us through this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Becker. So I have three proclamations tonight, and we'll go through them in order of the that's on the agenda. So the first presentation I have is for Municipal Government Works Month. I'd like to ask Mr. Brown if he could come up here and join me at the front of the room.
Thank you.
Take this spot. Yep. All right. So this is a proclamation to honor Municipal Government Works Month, November 2024. Whereas the city of Westminster is one of 157 Maryland municipalities. And since 1993, Maryland has celebrated Municipal Government Works Month each November. And to educate citizens about municipal government and the importance of their participation, the city of Westminster is proud to promote municipal government awareness. And municipal government represents the most responsive level of government, allowing citizens to have direct access to elected officials. And the city of Westminster maintains municipal facilities and infrastructures, including streets, sidewalks, playgrounds, parks, and other natural areas, as well as maintaining natural and historic sites. And municipalities have enhanced the quality of life for the residents by providing various services tailored to the needs and desires of the community and helping to make the city of Westminster, Maryland, a great place to live, work, and explore. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Common Council of the City of Westminster, Maryland, hereby joins the Maryland Municipal League in declaring November to be Municipal Government Works Month in the City of Westminster, adopted this 11th day of November. So. Mission Malcolm. Thank you. I don't need to put you on the spot, but would you like to say anything?
Sure. On behalf of all of the City of Westminster's employees, thank you. It's good to know that you are appreciated. The work that you do every day is supported. And this proclamation just confirms what you say on a regular basis at your council meetings, that you support this organization and the staff. And I want you to know, as one, I appreciate it, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of all of the employees who appreciate your support in every way. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, sir. The next proclamation is for Small Business Saturday, which is November 30th, 2024. Mr. Depot, would you like to come on up? Do you have some words prepared?
I do not. I apologize.
That's okay. Whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. And small businesses are the cornerstone of our free enterprise system, and since the birth of this country have represented opportunity, independence, and the fulfillment of dreams for generations of Americans. And small business owners who work long hours, juggling family and career responsibilities, and serving as community volunteers are integral to our city's prosperity and the vibrancy of our community. And it is fitting to recognize the small businesses in our community for the key role they play in strengthening our local economy, creating jobs, and preserving our community. And the City of Westminster celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to the city and community, and encourages residents to shop in-store or online to support your local business. And now, therefore, I, Dr. Mona Becker, Mayor of the City of Westminster, join the members of the Common Council and the city staff in recognizing November 30th, 2024 as Small Business Saturday, and hereby encourage citizens of the City of Westminster to join the national effort in supporting small business owners and encourage the development of new small businesses. Adopted this 11th day of November.
Other than Small Business Saturday, there's also the Passport Program. You can pick up your passports at local businesses, not only in Westminster, but all the municipalities in the county. So get out and shop.
Thank you. All right, so the last proclamation is a brand new proclamation for the City of Westminster. And I'd like to ask Mike, Bingo, Tina, and Eric, you guys can come up too. You're some of the spearheading behind this, and we'll all have a little bit of a stand here. You guys take pictures. Yeah, this way. I just want to recognize Mr. Bingo is here from Kindness Worldwide, which is a movement to recognize and celebrate kindness in the United States. So this is a mayoral proclamation for Kindness Week Worldwide, which is November 9th through November 16th. So we're at the beginning of the week for this. Whereas kindness is an expression of love that brings out the best in others and in ourselves, with overwhelmingly positive implications for health and broader peace and well-being. And kindness, like a life vest, keeps us afloat. It makes us believe in ourselves, instills hope, builds self-esteem, and fosters connectedness. And experiencing and performing acts of kindness are known to provide greater happiness and optimism, reduced feelings of helplessness and depression, and an increased sense of self-worth. And acts of kindness often inspire others to pay it forward in meaningful ways, thereby having significant coattails in which their influence extends well beyond the initial acts themselves. And no act of kindness is too small to make a difference and change a life. And anyone can make a lasting impact and change the world through kind actions. And as humanity's greatest asset, kindness is a choice that should be encouraged, recognized, rewarded, and celebrated to achieve more of it locally and beyond. Now, therefore, in conjunction with World Kindness Day, the Mayor and Common Council of the City of Westminster, Maryland, hereby proclaims Kindness Week, effective November 9th through the 16th, 2024. During this time, individuals, families, schools, businesses, faith-based and service organizations, and all community constituents are encouraged to personify the theme, see the good, be the good, go the extra mile for kindness in various ways, limited only by the bounds of imagination and creativity. It is the intent that through this proclamation and broad community calls to action, all are challenged to perform kind acts, big and small, and subsequently pay it forward for the collective betterment of one another and for the greater good. Adopted this 11th day of November, 2024. I'll present it to Michael. Everyone knows Eric and Tina, I think.
Take some pictures.
You're fine.
Oh, well, I took pictures there. I took the video. Let's try again. Okay. May have gotten some of my commentary. Thank you so much.
Say a few words.
You can certainly say a few words if you like, and then
I don't know if I've shared this story with anybody in this room other than Tina, but I went to middle school here from 73 to 76. I was the tall, fat kid. I was bullied a little bit. When we moved to Hagerstown, I swore I'd never come back, okay? You meet a woman who lives on Bond Street, and the university says, guess where you're going? Back to Westminster. And I almost feel like it's my chance to make sure that other kids don't get bullied. And you guys have totally bought in, and thank you. We're going on 5 years in January, and bigger and better things, and
that's great. Thank you. I want to ask Mike if you would like to say anything about Kindness Worldwide.
Try to keep it brief, but Madam Mayor's consort, Dr. Becker, you have leaned in on this. Tina, Eric, you guys are the ambassadors that kind of raised the flag and rallied the ecosystem in Westminster. I want to thank the mayor, the council, and the community. I was born here and grew up here, and I'm delighted to be back here representing our founder, Kevin Smith. He's up in York, Pennsylvania. And I just want to inform the council and the citizens that Westminster, Maryland is the second city to officially declare Kindness Week. The first was York, Pennsylvania. That's where where this act of kindness happened to Kevin Smith, that he decided to pay it forward by rallying his community around kindness. He was also asked to come to Palermo for the World Kindness Congress. And at that point, he announced an ambitious plan to get all of the 151 United Nations countries to declare it. And we're starting to get them to trickle in. So Delphi, Greece was the latest one. Westminster will always be the second. And we hope to have hundreds, if not thousands of cities join you guys very soon. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. No problem.
Thank you, Dr. Becker. I am very, very happy amongst all the things Westminster is known for. We are known as the home of the Be Kind signs, and kindness is an important part of our messaging there. With what's happening in the world today, we all be a little better off, and we're trying to show each other a little more kindness, and hopefully people will take this opportunity this week to start, and it'll become a habit, and we'll keep going. So, thank you very much for coming. Usually at this time, we also get a report from McDaniel College. When Dr. Julia Jaskin became president of the college, she said that she would like to have somebody representing her administration at council meetings as often as possible to share a little news of what's happening up on the Hill. And we are delighted to have with us tonight Heidi Riegel, the Associate Vice President of Constituent Engagement. Once again, so thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, and it's exciting to be here with so many wonderful proclamations. I have two things that I wanted to report out tonight. We are in the midst of our Carroll County Scholars Program, and we actually kicked that scholarship program off in September with the mayor doing a welcome for families, and we also had Jackie Mathias from the Community Foundation do a welcome the second night. But this week is when they do their workshops where ninth graders are coming, and they will be learning more about how to maximize their high school experience. And the juniors will be learning about how to prep for that wonderful campus visit they'll be taking with their parents. And our panels will feature some local high school seniors as well as some professionals in the field. So we have professionals coming from Virginia as well as other schools in Maryland to talk to our families. And we're going to be expecting over 200 people for both of those nights combined. And then this weekend is our parent and family weekend up at the college. And we are getting ready to welcome close to 400 families onto campus. It is a little later this year. We always do it the last home football game of the season. And that's the other thing, that's on top of the typical traffic that we would get for football as well. We have an amazing partnership with the Downtown Business Association where Melissa Thorne is coming to do a welcome at our families, the welcome reception, which will be really fun. And we also have some flyers about downtown businesses, just trying to drive them into Westminster when they do have free time over the weekend. So those are the big things that are going on the Hill this week.
All right, thank you very much. Move on now to approval of the minutes. We have one item, the meeting of the Mayor and Common Council on October 28th, 2024. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved, Mr. President.
The motion by Mr. Kavachi, is there a second? With a second by Ms. Gilbert. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. We have 3 items on the consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
The motion by Mr. Dale, is there a second?
I'll second.
The second by Mr. Hoff. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it. Consent calendar is approved. Report from the mayor, Dr. Becker. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Council President. So I have a few things to report on, not very much because I've been sort of out of commission for a few weeks here. On Tuesday, October 15th, I took part in the Carroll County Women's Conference, which was held at McDaniel College. There were 350 attendees at this conference. I remember going to the first one, I think there was maybe 150. And so it's been really fantastic to watch this conference grow. We kicked the conference off in Big Baker, which if you haven't been in recently, the pews have been taken out. And so it can be used for multiple purposes, which is fantastic. So I welcomed attendees with the proclamation for the city of Westminster. And during the day, I sat on a panel called Women in Leadership, Dream, Believe, and Achieve. Also serving on the panel were Stacy Link, Mayor of Sykesville, Denise Beaver, Director of Carroll County Economic Development, Heather DeWeese, Clerk of the Circuit Court, and Cynthia McCabe, Superintendent of Carroll County Public Schools. We had really great attendance at both of the sessions that we had in the morning and just after lunch. Things were a little bit quiet then for me until just this past Saturday. On November 9th, I was honored to take part in Westminster's first Veterans Day Parade along with Councilmember Tony Kabachi. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Jason Sidock and Mike Robb of the Carroll County Veterans Independence Project and the Door to Virtue Lodge number 46 Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons for coordinating this event in conjunction with the city. It was a really nice parade, about 45 minutes in length for a short advertisement time. There was a really nice turnout on Main Street, and the parade had just over 2,000 participants. Also, the weather was perfect on Saturday. I have been able to spend quite a bit of time with the Masonic Lodge in Westminster and talking about how they can invest in the success of the city in the future and how they can become involved in community events. They're very interested in doing more for the community in Westminster. I also want to say thank you, a huge thank you to the Westminster Police Department and the Streets Department for their tireless work supporting events in Westminster. I know we ask a lot of you during the events, and I want to let you know how thankful I am. Just two other few things. There are just 2 farmers markets left before the season closes until next May. So if you need some items for Thanksgiving, now's the time to head down to the farmers market on a Saturday morning. I'm looking forward to the holiday events that will kick off soon throughout the city. I'm sure we'll talk about them at our next meetings, but be on the lookout for announcements. As Mr. Depot said, I hope everybody has their Carroll County holiday passport. You can win one of 20 $50 gift certificates for any of the businesses that participate. And even Starlings, which is on Main Street, is participating in it as well, but you have to, they're still under snickerdoodles for Hampstead. And then finally, last but certainly not least, I want to say thank you to all the veterans in the room on this Veterans Day. It takes courage, perseverance, and a dedication to serve for military personnel. And I want to thank you for everything you have sacrificed during your time in the armed forces and after, sometimes when you have come back home. I appreciate all of you. That's all, Mr. President.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Becker. Move on now to reports from committee. We begin with our liaison to the Arts Council, Mr. Dayhoff.
No report this evening.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dayhoff. Our Economic and Community Development Committee, Mr. Hall.
No report tonight.
Thank you. I have nothing for the Finance Committee or the Personnel Committee. Public Safety, Mr. Kavachi.
Thank you, Mr. President. On November 6th, Officer Amy Hines graduated from the Maryland Comparative Compliance Training class. Officer Hines received the Honored Graduate Award from the Maryland Police Training Commission for having the highest final grade point average of a 99.8.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. I wish she missed one question in the whole program. This is a 5-week mini training academy required for police officers from other states who transfer their certification to a Maryland Police Department. The other thing is that Detective Maureen Kent, Officer Barbara Boeing, PFC Isaac Stifler, and PFC William Lash received a letter of appreciation from for the manner in which they conducted themselves during an investigation of a theft of a purse from a vehicle. It's actually a really nice handwritten letter by this person that they wrote, which is cool to see these days. The victim sent a thank you note to the police department to express her appreciation for the actions and interactions of the police officers. And she went on to talk about just their kindness and how helpful they were and how much they clearly cared. And I think they got her purse back. Is that right?
No, we got our cell phone back.
Oh, they got her cell phone back. I knew she got something back. Yeah, so that's wonderful, and they're to be commended. So that's it, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kavachi. Public Works, Ms. Gilbert.
Yes, right now, Public Works is starting to winterize the parks for the winter. They have repaired a bridge over at the Wakefield development and some streetlights on Pennsylvania Avenue. And they're now assisting the tree lighting contractor on Main Street. So hopefully our Miracle on Main lights will be lit very shortly. And that is the Public Works.
Thank you. And recreational parks.
We'll go right into recreational parks, and the Parks and Rec staff as well as Public Works are preparing for Miracle on Main. Miracle on Main Street will be Saturday, November 30th from 12 to 4. There will be Santa's treats, crafts, games, face painting, balloon art, all in the Westminster Family Fitness Center. The Holiday Lane Market will include Shop Small Business Saturday with our Main Street merchants and artisans and craft vendors on Bite Away. Polar Express train rides will occur, so kids can hop aboard the Polar Express ride from Locust Lane to Westminster Family Fitness Center. And new this year, ice skating. We're excited to offer free ice skating on Locust Lane, the perfect way to enjoy the season. Santa's Showcase stages will be on Main Street from 12 to 5, so there'll be a variety of talent between the library stage and Locust Lane stage, from rhythm changes to Bradley Combs to a ballet company and Friendship Valley 5th grade band and orchestra. It will continue at 4:55 for the Jingle Bell Run, and then finally the start of the electric parade, followed by the tree lighting and holiday lights, and fire pits and s'mores and free hot chocolate. That takes care of a couple weekends away, 2 more weekends actually. 2 more weekends.
Very good, thank you. Right, technology, Mr. Dayhoff?
No report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on now to council comments and discussion. This is an opportunity for council members to share anything that they'd like to that is not elsewhere on tonight's agenda. Mr. Kamachi.
Thanks, Mr. President. A couple of things. Number one, my wife and I attended the Westminster Downtown Wednesday. What's the official name of it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. We hadn't made one. It was the first one we were able to get to, and it was nice. I mean, there was a decent amount of people there, and there was a bunch of staff working hard to make sure everybody had a nice time. I thought it was a neat thing. I'm assuming that was the last one, right? So hopefully you guys will do it again next year if it fits, and I've certainly enjoyed it. Wanted to say thank you for the hard work that I know went into that. Also, I'd like to echo the mayor's comments regarding the Carroll County Veterans Independence Project Parade. Again, I'd like to echo her thanking of Jason Sidock for making it happen. I know a lot of work went into it on not only his part, but a bunch of other people as well. You know, to stand up an event like that, it takes a lot of work. I thought it was successful. There was a decent number of people participating, and there were a fair number of people there for not a lot of advertising and being a very first event, especially by the time we got to kind of, the intersection of 27 and Main. From there on up was a decent crowd. So that was really nice, and I was certainly honored to be asked to be one of the veterans that rode up in the front in one of the 3 Humvees. So that was pretty cool to be able to do that. My grandkids certainly liked it. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kamachi. Mr. Dayhoff.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I attended the MML conference with my colleagues, Mr. Barber and Mr. Pecoraro and Ms. Levin and Ms. Gilbert. It was a really, really good conference. I think it's one of the best conferences I've attended over the past 25 years. A lot of really good, solid information, presentations, and our council president gave an awesome parliamentary procedure presentation that I think was the hit of the conference, and I really appreciated that. Happy Veterans Day and happy birthday, United States Marine Corps. And I also share my colleagues' appreciation of the police and the recreation and parks and the public works department for all their support of the farmers market, Veterans Day parade, and the veterans ceremony that we had this afternoon at the Longwell building. The Longwell building really looks good. It really does. It looks sharp, and I really appreciated everybody working hard to make it look good for our ceremony today. I really appreciated the Veterans Day parade. It was indeed well received, and it was great to honor my colleagues, Mayor Becker and Councilman Benny Kavachi in the Humvee. That had to be a real trip. Did you use a Humvee earlier? Yeah, I bet you did. Okay. That would be my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dayhoff. Ms. Gilbert.
The only thing I'll say is I just wanted, since today is Veterans Day, as has been mentioned already, when Americans honor all those who have served our country in the armed forces, I'm just sending my gratitude to all the veterans. MML conference has been talked about, and I think everything else has been talked about, so I'm good.
All right, very good, thank you. Sure.
Besides wishing everyone, wishing our veterans a happy Veterans Day, I also kind of thought it was really awesome that it's Kindness Week and all the work that Tina and Eric have done in reference to that. Our world could certainly do with a little bit more kindness towards each other. And I will say I'm very proud to live in a city like Westminster because I tell you, with the way that we interact with each other, and just for the most part, everybody in Westminster, we treat each other with a lot of mutual respect and kindness. And I really, the world would be better off if more people would follow our examples of how we handle things when we disagree with each other, because we don't always agree with each other about everything. So I just think it's really cool, and it's a very timely
message right now. The other thing I wanted to comment on is my wife and I took a walk around Wakefield Valley on Sunday, and it was really cool to see all the activity that's going on there. We went up and sat on the bench by Raven Tree, which is awesome, but it's seeing what's happening at all the construction that's going on. And I know we recently approved the engineering for the trails, and that's going to be so cool once the trails get all redone. It is such a awesome thing for the community. And Tina made the comment to me that, gosh, we need to come out here more often. I'm like, I'm getting it, so, just really cool. So great work, everybody. I know you guys are doing a lot of keeping an eye on everything and all of that. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hoff. Move on now to bids. We have one item under bids. The award of a bid to Geyer Brothers Incorporated in the amount of $355,900 for rehabilitation of storm drain pipes at Airport Drive and Long Valley Road for Airport Drive and Long Valley Road. Mr. Summerhill, you close in on this?
Thank you. Background on this is the fiscal year 25 general fund budget includes funding for the rehabilitation of storm drain pipes at Airport Drive and Long Valley Road. The city issued a request for bids on October 9th, 2024, with bids due on October 29th, 2024. Bidders were requested to provide pricing for the rehabilitation of storm drain pipes at Airport Drive and Long Valley Road. Rehabilitation consists of televising, cleaning, and applying liner to deteriorating storm drain pipes on Airport Drive and Long Valley Road. The city received one bid for this project from Geyer Brothers in the amount of $355,900. Based off previous work done for the city, references reviewed by the city, and pricing, Geyer Brothers submitted the most economically beneficial bid for the city's needs. The project funding, work under the contract shall begin in fiscal year 25 and be completed by June 30 of 2025. Fiscal year 25 budget proposal for the general fund includes allocation of $412,500 for rehabilitation of storm drains at Airport Drive and Long Valley Road. So recommendation, staff recommends that the Mayor and Common Council accept the bid by Geyer Brothers in the amount of $355,900 for rehabilitation of storm drains at Airport Drive.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Summerhill. All heard that report. We have a motion to approve the award of the bid.
Motion to approve.
And a motion by Mr. Dayhoff. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Ms. Gilbert. Any discussion or any questions for Mr. Summerhill?
Mr. President,
Mr. Kalani?
quick question. When I first read this, I was thinking, they don't intersect anywhere.
Yeah,
It's two separate projects, right? I just,
Yeah.
when I read it earlier this morning, I'm like, I'm looking on the map.
I was watching that.
There's my
It's a long storm.
Anyway, that's all I have, Mr. President.
I'm glad you were able to figure that out yourself. I wondered the same thing at first. So
I did.
We all did. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, move on to a vote. All those in favor of award of the bid to Geyer Brothers in the amount of $355,900, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it, and the bid is approved. Or award is approved, I should say. There are no items under ordinances or resolutions this evening. There is nothing listed under unfinished business. There is no unfinished business of which I am aware. There is no new business on the agenda. I'll move on, if nobody has any new business, to departmental reports. Ms. Imhoff.
Thank you, sir. I would like to start off by saying we have quite a few employees who are veterans, including Mr. Summerhill. So on behalf of the mayor and council and myself, I want to thank all of our city employees and the men and women who support them for their service. Thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Imhoff? Yeah,
Sir.
I was gonna mention this to you the other day and I forgot, with everything else going on. Maybe for next year, maybe we might sort of make a list of all the city employees who are veterans, maybe with their branch and dates of service, something like that, and just share that with everybody. And maybe, publish it in the minutes or something. I think so. It's good.
Here.
Yeah, we can do that, that's right. So I'm sorry to interrupt, just was a thought I wanted to mention.
Thank you. I want to echo Councilmember Huff's comments. It's very cool to see the Kindness Week proclamation. I know that the mayor has been working hard with Eric and Tina on this, and the ripple effect of that sends a message to those that are looking, including future employees, which is something I'm always keeping my eye on. That this is a community that celebrates things like kindness and tolerance, and you certainly demonstrate that in every meeting that we go to. So I just wanted to make that observation and thank you for that. I want to echo Councilmember Kavachi's comments about the first Wednesday event, and just to remind the council that this was, as it has been in the past, sort of an organic idea that came out of the Downtown Business Association. So I want to thank those businesses that worked hard. Our staff certainly was involved in many of them, and more so in this last one as sort of a wrapping up first Wednesday event. I think it's been very successful. A lot of people have come out to go to the restaurants on a Wednesday night, me included. I think I probably go home on a Wednesday, most Wednesdays. But I want to thank especially the planning department staff, the economic development staff, for the great ideas that we've had in those Downtown Business Association and businesses who have worked hard to stay open later and try to provide additional amenities to the community, specifically in the Main Street area. You may have noticed that some of the lights are going up. Locust Lane certainly looks beautiful right now. If you've had a chance to stop by. I am very excited for all the holiday events that Councilmember Gilbert just mentioned. And so we are going to start off tonight, as we frequently do, with the Recreation Department, who is Chief Holiday Ambassador.
Can I mention something real quick before you jump? Sorry, just to jump back to Westminster Wednesday. So Melanie and I have attended every Westminster Wednesday. We've tried to eat at a different restaurant each time, and ones that we don't normally go to, right? So we were trying to change up our routine. We've always had a great time. Oftentimes the dinner takes up most of the time and we don't get out because we're talking with friends. But this last Wednesday was, it was a great way to end that. The band that was there was wonderful. The acoustic band, you could have a pumpkin whiskey latte, something, it was whatever was being served, but something which was, I didn't have any, but there were lots of other things. There were s'mores kits, there was popcorn that was there was cornhole. So it was just, it's been really neat to see that come over the last 4 months. And so I look forward to that next summer when they start off again. So thank you, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. There's a lot of synergy going on in the Main Street area, which I think we're all excited about. So we're going to turn things over to the Recreation Department, Recreation and Parks Department, our chief elf and holiday extraordinaire, Ms. Gripper.
So we have some great things planned for the community this holiday season. We are working hard right now on our City Park lights display. We're very excited about some of the new items that are being created with the help from our streets department. As guests will wander through the City Park lights display, they're going to experience what Santa Claus has been doing all year long leading up to the big day. So that's our theme in the park this year, and we can't wait to share that with everyone. And the only other thing that I would like to add is those of you that were listening to Councilmember Gilbert's list of events and the addition of our new ice skating rink, please know that we recognize it's not very cold out there right now. This is a synthetic ice rink, so we do not need freezing temperatures in order for this to actually create an ice skating experience for our downtown. Yes, you do use actual ice skates. They're panels that lock together to create a rink. We will have a limited supply of youth and adult skates available. If you don't have your own ice skates, We do encourage people to bring their own ice skates if they do have them and they are sharpened. So we can't wait to see everybody out on November 30th to kick off our beautiful holiday season in downtown Westminster. Thank you for your support and your kindness, and thank you to all of our veterans who protect our rights to be kind and live this amazing, amazing life that we do here in this great community. That's it.
Before we turn it over to questions, the brand new ice skating experience was purchased by a grant from the state of Maryland through the assistance with our planning department, economic development. And this particular event, Miracle on Main, of course, involves every single department in the city. So I'm going to take an opportunity, while we certainly give the Recreation and Parks Department chief credit for the work that they do there. All the departments are working behind the scenes, especially IT. When things don't go well on the IT side, the whole event just stops. So I want to thank the police department, public works department, code enforcement officers in the housing department, the recreation department, obviously the planning, economic development, the finance department. It's all hands on deck for these big events. What questions does everyone have for Ms. Gruber? Ma'am?
Do you know, we were having a debate at home. Do you know what kind of material the ice is made out of, other than being synthetic?
It is some type of plastic. So if you could imagine like a self-healing cutting board.
It must be like some sort of polymer, plastic polymer sort of creation. Okay, so I've seen materials that can self-heal, right? That they'll just close up. So that's great. And it's also wonderful. It does not have to be below freezing to happen. So
Do you like cold?
I do. I wish we would have snow right now, but we don't. So but thank you.
Well, our budget's certainly glad we don't have snow right now.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for the Recreation and Parks Director? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Public Works Department. Mr. Summerhill.
Thank you. So among the other events that you guys had mentioned, the crews were helping out with, they've done the preparations for the Veterans Day and Miracle on Main Street. They completed the curb painting on Main Street. They applied 3,500 linear feet of crack sealing on Meadow Creek Drive and installed new blacktop curb on Carroll View Avenue. So they've been busy getting other stuff done. So.
Thank you, Mr. Summerhill. Are there any questions for the Public Works Director? Hearing none, we'll move on to the IT Department. Mr. Moore.
Don't have a report, just chug along, do what we do, but nothing special report tonight, unless you have any questions.
Hearing none, we will move on to the Planning Department.
Thank you.
Depot.
Thank you and good evening. On November 5th, the Board of Zoning Appeals continued BZA case number 2405, an appeal of the zoning administrator's June 11th decision regarding signage at 301 East Main Street. And that's being continued to the January 7th meeting. On November 6th, the Historic District Commission approved the post-construction historic tax credit application for 12 Anchor Street, replacing in kind the roof and gutters at the property in the amount of $3,880.68. And then on November 21st, the Planning Commission is scheduled to hold work sessions on zonal map amendment ZMA 2401 for the Willows project. This is located northeast of Pennsylvania and Sullivan Road. As you may recall, the commission held its public hearing for ZMA 2401 in October and left the record open until 4:30 p.m. on October 31st. And the city has received additional public comments in that time regarding the project. The commission is also scheduled to hold a work session on local map amendment LMA 2402 for the A1 Urban Living condominiums located at 22 East Green Street. Its project is moving along pretty well. It's really down to the architectural design of that project. And I'm available for any questions.
Questions for Mr. Depot? Ms. Rogers is not with us tonight. If you have any questions for the Finance Department, let me know. Hearing none, we will move on to the Housing Department. Mr. Brown.
Thank you. Good evening. I just wanted to update you on our efforts to complete our waiting list. We have reached a point where we will need to advertise for new applicants. I anticipate doing that within the next 2 weeks. We just wanted to make sure that we update you on that. Yeah. That's all I have.
Are there any questions for Mr. Brown? Hearing none, we'll move on to the police department. We've got Captain Schuster with us tonight. Sir?
Good evening. First, we're going to talk about everybody's talked about the Veterans Day Parade on Saturday. The event was a success. We had absolutely no issues. It lasted for about an hour. As far as equipment and upgrades, we have taken delivery of all 4 of our vehicles. That was in the FY25 budget. 3 of these vehicles are for patrol. They're marked and have been put in service, and we have 1 new canine vehicle that we've put into service. The renovations on our training room have been completed, and we are currently upgrading our conference room. We anticipate that we'll be starting on our officers' room in December. We would like to thank Mr. Strasburg and his team for their assistance in the upgrades. They have been fantastic and consulted us and done a great job. That's all we have. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the police department? Okay, I wanted to give.
I have one. I was not aware that Public Works was in the home decorating business. It's great.
They've been doing our painting for us, and
That's awesome.
they've done a very nice job.
Thank you, Ms. Allen.
Welcome. I just want to remind everyone quickly, I know we have another meeting to go over this, but the city hall, our city offices rather, will be closed on November 28th, which is Thanksgiving, and the Friday after, November 29th. And then for the Christmas holiday, city offices will be closed on the 25th of December and a half day on the 24th of December as well. Mr. President, that concludes the department reports.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ms. Hall. Final item on our agenda is citizen comments. This is an opportunity for the public to address the mayor and council on any issues that pertain to tonight's agenda or any other issue, city issues they may be concerned about. The citizens not attending the public meeting, we welcome your comments or concerns via email at comments@westminstermd.gov. All comments received by email will be shared with the mayor and council. We ask commenters to please include their address and phone number with their comments so that we can reach back out to you if necessary. We'll now invite comments from anyone who's present this evening. Is there anybody here who wishes to be heard? All right. Seeing no one, then that concludes our agenda and the meeting, and we are adjourned.
You are